Most people believe that becoming wealthy requires a stroke of luck, a miraculous turnaround, or the perfect opportunity. But the uncomfortable truth is something else. Those who wait for extraordinary moments almost always ignore the invisible laws that build wealth every day, quietly. Maybe you work hard, consume content about money, try to do everything right, and still feel like you're always starting from scratch. It's not a lack of effort. It's a lack of understanding about how wealth is truly built, far from the shortcuts everyone promises. In today's video, I'm going to show you the silent laws that the elite follow while most people are distracted by noise, urgency, and false promises. Stay with me until the end, because understanding these laws doesn't just change your relationship with money, it changes your financial identity. 1. The law of consistent accumulation. Most people believe wealth comes from a stroke of luck, a perfect investment, or a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But think about it. Almost no millionaire built their wealth that way. Real wealth comes from small decisions, repeated with discipline over time. It's not glamour, it's a pattern. Once you understand this, you stop looking for shortcuts and start respecting the process. This is when your mindset shifts from instant gratification to silent building. A daily financial ritual may seem too simple to work, and that's exactly why it does. 5 minutes a day reviewing your expenses, updating a budget, or observing your financial behavior creates awareness. Awareness leads to control. Control leads to decision-making power. Behavioral studies show that people who regularly track their expenses reduce waste almost automatically. It's not willpower, it's applied clarity. Now here's a detail most people ignore. Compound interest isn't just mathematical, it's psychological. Small, consistent savings grow exponentially because time works in your favor. Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world for a simple reason. Those who start early don't need large amounts. They need consistency. Growth feels slow at first, almost invisible, until suddenly it becomes impossible to ignore. Consistent micro-investments beat any attempt to time the market. The financial elite understands that perfect timing is an illusion, but discipline is not. Regular contributions create a system where progress happens even on days when motivation fails. While most people wait for the right moment, those who are building wealth are quietly moving forward. This game isn't about emotion, it's about repeated logic. Tracking spending patterns is a reality check for many people. Automatic expenses, forgotten subscriptions, and impulse buys drain wealth silently. When you identify those leaks, you don't have to cut everything. You just make better decisions. The difference between those who thrive and those who stay stuck isn't how much they earn. It's how much they control. Money respects those who pay attention. In the end, this law teaches something simple and uncomfortable. Wealth doesn't respond to intensity. It responds to consistency. One perfect day won't change your life, but 100 conscious days will change your financial future. Most people give up because they want quick results. The elite keep going because they understand the long game. And once you get into that rhythm, accumulation stops being an effort and becomes an identity. 2. The law of noise scarcity. There's a brutal difference between those who build wealth and those who just consume information about money. Most people live surrounded by noise, trends, conflicting opinions, quick promises, and advice from people who've never built anything solid. Financially mature people understand that focus is a scarce asset. They don't try to know everything. They try to ignore almost everything. Less external stimulus means more internal clarity to make better decisions. Filtering financial information isn't arrogance, it's strategic survival. Not every piece of advice deserves your attention, especially when it comes from gurus selling urgency, fear, or magical shortcuts. Those who build wealth learn to check track records, data, and consistency before listening to any opinion. The financial elite doesn't react to the day's social feed. They follow tested principles, even when those principles seem boring to the rest of the world. The discipline of focus shows up when you start noticing where your time actually goes. Wealthy people tend to focus about 80% of their energy on what has already proven to generate results. They don't change direction with every new trend. While most people scatter their attention across 1,000 ideas, those who prosper go deeper into a few. Focus isn't rigidity, it's commitment to what works. This brings us to a sensitive point: real metrics versus vanity metrics. The appearance of wealth is deceiving. Status doesn't pay the bills, and likes don't build assets. Financially intelligent people measure growth through cash flow, assets, and decision-making freedom. Most people measure it through social comparison. That mistake is costly and creates an endless race where no one truly wins. The feedback loop of the elite is discreet and constant. Periodic reviews, small adjustments, and quiet decisions create cumulative advantage. There's no announcement, no spectacle. Just calm and logical course correction. The less noise you allow in, the sooner you spot mistakes and the faster you correct them. In the wealth building game, silence isn't absence, it's strategy. 3. The law of personal leverage. There's a clear limit to what brute effort can produce. Working more hours might increase your income in the short term, but it rarely builds real wealth. High-performance individuals understand that the game changes when you learn how to multiply your impact. Personal leverage means making one action produce 10 times more results. It's not laziness, it's intelligence applied to time and energy. The difference between skill and effort is where the elite creates their advantage. Investing 10 hours in learning a strategic skill can generate 100 hours of future productivity. A 2020 MIT study analyzing high-income professionals in tech and finance showed that those who prioritize structured learning accelerate their earnings up to 3 times over the course of their careers. Those who only work hard remain stuck in the direct trade of time for money. Value networks act as invisible accelerators. The right connections open doors that isolated effort never could. Mentors reduce mistakes, partners expand your reach, and the right environments elevate your mindset. Wealthy people don't collect contacts. They build strategic relationships. They know that being close to someone who's already walked the path shortens the journey and avoids costly traps. Automation is another silent form of leverage. Creating systems that run without constant supervision frees up mental energy for bigger decisions. Delegating is not about losing control, it's about gaining scale. Whether through technology, processes, or people, those who build wealth think in systems first and tasks second. The goal isn't to do everything, it's to make the essential run on its own. Income multipliers are the ultimate expression of this law. Royalties, licenses, profit shares, and equity allow you to earn even when you're not present. Most people rely solely on a salary. The elite build sources of income that compound over time. When you understand personal leverage, you realize that wealth doesn't come from doing more. It comes from structuring better. 4. The law of psychoeconomic resilience. Few people will admit it, but money is a constant emotional test. Earning, losing, waiting, deciding, it all triggers fear, euphoria, or anxiety. Most people break down financially not from lack of intelligence, but from psychological fragility in the face of uncertainty. Sustainable wealth requires a trained mind capable of withstanding pressure without reacting impulsively. Those who master this play an entirely different game. Emotional money management begins with observing your own triggers. Notice how you react when you miss an opportunity, see someone earning more, or watch the market fluctuate. These reactions silently shape your decisions. Behavioral finance studies show that decisions made under stress tend to be shorter term, more defensive, and more damaging over time. Self-control isn't coldness, it's strategy. This is where the difference between calculated risk and gambling comes in. Financially mature people understand data, probabilities, and scenarios before acting. Gamblers act driven by emotion and narrative. A 2018 Stanford University study with individual investors showed that those who rationally documented the reason behind each decision had 40% smaller losses during downturns. Method protects where emotion fails. Market cycles are inevitable, and that's when many reveal their true selves. Bull markets create overconfidence. Downturns create panic. The financial elite prepares mentally for both. They understand that discomfort is part of the process and that emotional retreat comes at a high cost. If you can't handle volatility, you don't deserve consistent returns. Resilience is accepting the game without dramatizing every round. Internal narratives are invisible wealth saboteurs. Thoughts like, money is hard, this isn't for people like me, or I'm going to lose everything, lead to poor choices. Rewriting these beliefs isn't positive thinking, it's mental hygiene. When you adjust the way you interpret risk and loss, you start acting with logic instead of fear. And that changes everything. 5. The law of hidden visibility. Most people believe wealth is built through big, visible decisions. But what really sustains financial results lives behind the scenes? It's the daily behaviors, silent beliefs, and invisible contexts that shape choices over the years. The elite understands that what no one sees is what matters most. That's why they invest first in the invisible before seeking any external validation. Silent influences start early and are rarely questioned. Family, culture, and social environment shape your relationship with money before adulthood even begins. If you grow up hearing fear, scarcity, or guilt associated with prosperity, that becomes your default pattern. Wealthy people revisit these influences, filter what's useful, and discard the rest. Those who don't review their financial origins end up repeating the same script. Environmental design is an underrated advantage. Organizing your space, routines, and stimuli reduces bad decisions without needing extreme willpower. When your environment favors clarity, your brain conserves energy and makes better choices. Behavioral psychology studies show that small environmental changes consistently influence consumption patterns. It's not extreme discipline, it's intelligent design. Financial cognitive biases sabotage decisions every day. Overconfidence, loss aversion, and herd mentality cost real money. Recognizing these mental shortcuts is essential to neutralizing them. Financially mature people don't fully trust their own intuition. They create filters, rules, and pauses to think before acting. This reduces costly mistakes made in the heat of the moment. The invisible benchmark may be the most dangerous of all. Comparing yourself to the wrong references distorts your choices and creates unnecessary pressure. When you measure success by the lifestyle of someone in debt, your decisions become misaligned. The elite chooses benchmarks based on real net worth, freedom, and financial longevity. Wrong comparisons don't just confuse, they make you poorer. In the end, this law reveals an uncomfortable truth. Wealth grows in the quiet of everyday life. It doesn't depend on applause, it depends on internal coherence. Those who master the invisible build stability. Those who ignore these forces end up reacting to the world instead of shaping it. And in the financial game, those who react always arrive late. 6. The law of time. Capital money can be lost and recovered, but time doesn't negotiate. Ordinary people spend time as if it were infinite. Wealthy people treat time as capital. Every daily choice is an allocation of a scarce resource. Once you understand this, you stop accepting chaotic schedules and start protecting blocks of focused time. Wealth grows where time is used with intention, not by accident. There's a clear difference between productive time and strategic leisure. Working nonstop drains clarity. Resting without purpose drains ambition. The elite balances both to maintain high energy in the long run. Well-used rest improves decision-making, creativity, and self-control. It's not about working all the time, it's about showing up fully for the moments that really matter. A wealthy person's calendar reveals their priorities. Time blocks are reserved for activities that generate real value: learning, strategy, asset building, and key relationships. Everything else is scheduled around that. Those who don't control their calendar live in constant firefighting mode. Those who do control their time quietly build an advantage while others are reacting. Thinking in life cycles completely changes the game. The short term is for execution, the midterm is for positioning, and the long term is for direction. Stagnant people stay trapped in the now. High performers make decisions today with 5 to 10-year impacts in mind. This long-range thinking reduces anxiety and improves financial, professional, and personal choices. Leveraging other people's time is a game changer. Hiring, outsourcing, and using technology frees you up for higher impact decisions. Those who try to do everything alone trade growth for an illusion of control. The elite doesn't want to look busy, they want to be effective. When you understand that time is capital, you start investing it with the same discipline as you invest money. 7. The law of perpetual reinvention. Lasting wealth is never static. What worked yesterday might be irrelevant tomorrow, and those who fail to accept that early pay a heavy price later. Truly wealthy people don't cling to fixed identities. They see themselves as evolving systems. Reinvention isn't a crisis. It's a conscious strategy for staying relevant while the world changes. Continuous learning is the fuel behind this law. Reading, courses, and constant updates in finance, technology, and human behavior keep the mind flexible. A 2021 Columbia University study that followed executives over a decade showed that those who consistently invested in learning maintained financial growth even during adverse scenarios. Those who stop learning start relying on luck. Financial pivoting requires composure and humility. Knowing when to reposition investments, shift strategies, or even redirect a career is a sign of maturity, not failure. Most people persist out of ego. The elite adjusts based on data. Staying in something just because it worked in the past is one of the quietest ways to lose money long term. Personal innovation is born from applied curiosity. People who thrive cultivate the ability to spot trends before they become consensus. They test, fail small, and learn quickly. Adaptability becomes a competitive edge when the environment gets unpredictable. Those who wait for stability before acting are already late to the game. Goal review closes the reinvention cycle. Planning just once a year creates rigidity. The elite prefers quarterly cycles, making small adjustments based on reality, not wishful thinking. This keeps ambition and execution aligned. Reviewing isn't going backward. It's recalibrating direction while there's still time. In the end, this law ties all the others together. Consistency builds the foundation, focus protects your energy, leverage amplifies your impact, resilience sustains your decisions, the invisible shapes your choices, and time creates your edge. Reinvention ensures all of this keeps working. Those who understand this don't fear change. They use change to keep growing while others stall.